TMO Online Television, its associates and affiliates may not be liable for views expressed on this show. Viewer discretion advised.
But thinking that Kaliisa is a gentleman, he is an intelligent man. Kaliisa is not, he must be between stupidity and something else.
I see.
Has he been sending Mwanga to talk to me? Kaliisa believes that I can go back and salvage his collapsing TV. Kaliisa sat with those boys. I told Kaliisa it was a man. These boys, kano kebaguliriza kana kayine ntwe kano akalwala gondi akalwala no disease kana akalwala kebaguliriza sawa ne kasaba kaddeyo nga satu nge ekoti yonneje ejudde entuyo ne butuula ne Kaliisa nako kano kayine obutu we kakati bulaninge muzee amwade bilioni 10. We have a case against this man. Hey, Kaliisa nasinika enzinyo Kaliisa asinika analingena mukube nnyo ne mugamba balimba kati is calling me jangu nkutte if Mwanga does not stop pestering me njamukube Ennyondo mutu. I will never go back to NBS. NBS according to my will never even put on. My children are not supposed to put my death announcements on NBS. Atuma Mwanga njamukuba Mwanga muti even on the weekend. Let your TV station die peacefully.
I see.
This is what he wanted. In fact, I can send him a CD where these people sat. The chairman told the other, Kaliisa has fallen into a trap. This man, because of his arrogance, will never go back. Kwenkwatako Kaliisa gwene kwatako. Now oli party yabo. Mwanza bako bilioni zange 10. Nenkwata Kaliisa bwasinika amanyi bwati mbu baloya bamuwabidde batwala bilioni zange 10 bazigabana. Can I sit with you? You are looking for hammer. Ngabo ndombwe nyini nabone mbu kwatako hammer. Nbu ateze newu. Kaliisa humiliated Mwanga. Na aleta gundi Bashir yakoze iyi. How can Kaliisa be talking to me? Let him talk to me. Let Kaliisa talk to me mulageko. Where is the virus? Anti yaita expert mu ICT. Kaliisa will never see me again. Akoze senze ngembwa kachikoke. Kachikoke mukolere ngembwa. Nduka chiko mzebe bakijjano Kaliisa aloza mujja kuddayo mukolere. Bakijjamo new person. Bakitekano gwesisoma. Bakite temulinda bakobana mu. Ozinga muno nyambatti. Muno nyambatti. Mumbitanga kontutule mu meeting emu.
Mbalamusizzaako nnyo mwena gyamusinzira okubanga mulaba TM Online Television. Yenze Ssaalongo Kanka Kapita tuzze kubatuusaako exclusive ya political dose. Njagala okubategeezaako mugende ew'omusawo omuyunzi Jumba Lubowa Ligaweesa Emikono mu kirowooza yateekawo eddwaliro eriyunga amagumba. Eyakyuka ekinywa eyamenyeka amagulu gwe bajjanjaba n'otawona nayagala okutereeza eggumba nga tewamatira bye baakujjanjaba. Jumba Lubowa Ligaweesa ye muyunzi w'amagumba. Va ku kiri ky'omumanyiddeko eky'obusamize ayina eddwaliro eri separate wasobola okujjanjabira. Enzijanjaba ye ya muwendo nnyo nti ng'oggyeko ekyokuba nti akujjanjaba n'owona ate tufuna bulumi. Genda mu kirowooza ku ddwaliro ly'amagumba. Sheikh Hussein Kasolo ye musajja omulombi w'edduwa. Sheikh Hussein Kasolo agenda kulombera edduwa ku bizibu byonna ebikutawaanya. Mwabanoonya okutebenkeza emirimu gyammwe, abanoonya okwongera omukisa mu bye mukola, ab'obufumbo nga bugaanye. Sheikh Hussein Kasolo ojja kuba omukubira ku nnamba y'essimu. Seeka ennamba y'essimu eyo gy'olaba wansi ajja kuwonya ebibamba ebigwa bitalaze okuggyako ebikulondoola n'abakyala abalina ebibakozesa. Ye Sheikh Hussein Kasolo ayitira mu kitundu ky'okukulombera edduwa. Mwekwate ojja kubanga ofuna obuyambi obwo. Nsembayo mbabuulira nti buli lunaku lwa kusatu mugende wa Maama Mukisa ku Mukisa Herbal Research Center abanaaze ekyogo. Maama Mukisa wa Mukisa Herbal Clinic mu Kisaskulambiro Kasaana Zone tanaaza bunaaza kyogo wabula ye musawo ajjanjaba buli kirwadde ky'amaaso kyonna ng'akijjanjabya enkola eyaffe ya Herbal. N'abalina abaana abalwadde b'obulwadde bwa hydrocephalus saako nammwe ng'emisango olutwe lukutawaanya. Maama Mukisa ajja kusobola okuba ng'akuyamba. Kangende butereevu mu programu ya leero tugitandike.
Ndira mai bazukulu I also have Bazukulu. They drive with themselves. Kakati nkugamba. Under the prevailing situation, how can NRM solve these problems?
Yes.
NRM must have.
Are they really solvable?
Yes. NRM must understand that this problem is new to them. A guerrilla war and a conventional war are different. Terrorism has almost put NRM on its knees. And I told them, explain to the population that even snakes sneak inside your house.
Yes.
Terrorism cannot be blamed on a country. Even the Americans were humiliated by Bin Laden, who was thousands of miles away.
Yes.
So first inoculate the population, because I'm a mass communicator. I convince the population.
Inoculating a population.
Like now, whenever I go to the villages, I tell the peasants, it's not Museveni who is causing trouble, poverty. It's an emergence of a middle class. This must percolate to Kaliisa, to Kaliisa, the Traders Association. Me, I buy according to fashion.
Yes.
When there is a nice shirt, I buy it. I don't waste Christmas, wait for Christmas. What if I don't reach Christmas? If there is a nice suit, I buy it. I don't wait for a big day. Every day I'm dressing in a nice suit.
Yes.
So when you are planning for a man like me, you cannot wait transport. Today, water, this man, Mugisha, who is in charge of the water supply, at one time I defended him. They were saying that Museveni's water is contaminated. We used to have Ubuvera. We used to drink unboiled water. And we used to get cholera.
Every now and then.
Yes, cholera means what? Drinking water mixed with the what? Human extra.
Yes.
So today, do we have many cases of cholera?
No.
But on the water. Yes. The only problem is that these people, the thieves, the crooks, inject unboiled water into bottles and
from the bottom.
From the bottom.
The bottom of the
and we don't have a serious punishment for such a people who are spreading cholera. But everybody now drinks. You cannot go to a restaurant and they talk about butunda. The butunda, because these women who sell food used to power unboiled water because the demand is high. So even if it rains now, cleaning the city, collecting garbage, do you see Kalori?
No.
Kalori is a scavenger.
Not anymore.
We used to see Kalori at Bank of Uganda because there was a garbage heap there. We used to see Kalori at the Centenary Park. Nyakana's wife for Kiria did. Do you see Kalori there?
No.
So
I used to see a lot of Kalori in Makerere.
You must understand. You must understand. Mubinyira. They had trees there. The trees have been replaced by what?
Flowers.
Binyira Valley. We used to call it a valley. The valley has been invaded. So this after destroying there.
Now the Binyira are remaining in Mukwano area.
Yes. So
near Mukwano.
NRM must understand that this is a guerrilla war. They are subjected to the UPC government. But this is a political guerrilla war that cannot be fought and defeated by conventional methods. That's one. Understand the type of war. Two, you must have people appoint high commissioners and ambassadors. Our celebrated diplomat is Ayebale.
I see.
But the people are fighting Ayebale. Why? The UN want to get to establish a base at Entebbe. There is no mention anywhere because these people want to grab the money. No mention that Uganda is going to receive a modern communication system by UN, paid for by UN at Entebbe. No, they are mom. They are looking, evicting people here and there. When you see people being evicted, then you know. Well, when you know, bagalo kuba bananyini nsikotyo au kanuka gulupu kaba bika mafia kaina bikagalo kuba. When you see people being evicted, no. So volunteer no mukazi bali bamukuba. Luachi on deputy speaker because of the flyover which is connected from Villa Park. Hey, ngabamanyi nti magogo oba mukwano ko bani I don't mind. Naye bali bamukuba lwa magogo. Ngabagala magogo avewo mukazi avewo. The woman wrote a letter to Yinula. Don't pay anybody before the real owners are known.
I see.
They attacked her, dragging her to court. Ababbi. Abasuma kana kabinjo kwa abasuma kana akababa. Akabba buli wamu akatakuta sente. Akalinga empuuta. Kakati nkubulya ne gamba. That's one. I understand that this is a sophisticated war. Like the Americans forego their liberties to fight terrorism. The British suspended tube travels, transport, which is very crucial, the heart of transport, but before they found out how to deal with it. And the population, because it were well informed that this was not an imposition. The problem in Africa is that once you have been torturing your wife, even if you tell her that don't go outside, there is a lion around, she will say no. Because Africans are tortured, are humiliated by their governments. Even good, like now, why do you force people for vaccination? People are scared about these drugs.
You inject drugs and you say they were expired.
As you people, you were talking about forceful vaccinations. I was in Kochi. I went to launch Kamuswaga's radio station.
Yes, I was about to ask you about that.
It is only 20% in Kochi that has been vaccinated. And we are talking about the opening of schools. And the drugs are not there.
I see.
They told me the area that had all the drugs that they received in Kochi, which is Rakai district, was given to Rwakirangira, where the first vaccination had taken place. In Kochi, 20% only people are willing to be vaccinated, but the drugs are not available.
I see.
So are you going to say that, are you going to reopen schools partially? I told you, these people are trying to create a shortage, force themselves into a panic, and their drugs are hidden somewhere.
I see.
Paka abantu lebali pouncing on them nakana akalala no dingi disease kan akalala not kakono bwe buji ogensiwa bwe buji ozenso jimalawo bwe buyina kateros
Ipolita.
kale kugamba nti two get people who are clean, who don't fear sanctions.
I see.
Because not sanctions don't apply to innocent people. Sanctions are like a gonorrhea. How can an important man get gonorrhea? Infected with gonorrhea?
Not at all.
Me, I've survived COVID because, first of all, I'm an arrogant man. I move with my Conavir that was developed by an American professor, Professor Nazir, an advisor to Congress on viruses, who is constructing a huge complex in Uganda, American market, and in Uganda called Hassan Chakulaga. I move with it. I even donate. Yes, the manufacturer gives them free, and I donate to people. When you see me, I don't greet people, because in my culture, the Baganda, and this is spoiled the Baganda. It is not in your initiative to extend your hand to me. Are we of the same age?
No.
Do I know the things you have touched?
No.
So, it is my discretion.
It's upon you.
It's upon me to receive your hand or not.
Yes.
That's why COVID normally is got acquired in public places, barriers. They say this man is arrogant. Barriers, parties, me no. I always fold my legs, want to pick a hammer or something else. That's why me, I'm always like this. I don't touch people, and I keep a distance, and I'm very arrogant.
I see.
Even here, when you see children playing around, then it means that I'm not around. I don't welcome visitors here. I'm always writing my books. This is how, because I have bad manners, non-African manners, I have not acquired it. Although I have a clinic here, I have medical doctors.
Yes.
My children are medical doctors.
Yes.
I cannot go to any hospital for injection.
They bought for you a cylinder that in case you go for intensive care.
Yes.
A cylinder is in the house.
The cylinder is in the house.
I see.
This is the goodness of training according to family needs.
I see.
I train my children according to family needs. Akati nkugamba nti tuyina okulonda mu kakiiko k'ebyokulonda abantu abatatya kugenda kubateekako sanctions. Many people, many priests.
Tetulina kukyusa mu nnonda.
Wait. You must get people who are clean, who don't fear. The Baganda say, why do you see a policeman, a sign of security, and you run away if you are not a criminal? But these days, even innocent people run away because of the brutality of local defense.
The image of the police.
The Baganda have a saying, nti rice, you cannot detect it. Rice yakulumye nebula oteno. Kuba zifaanagana. Kifaananyi kisensekere. Kakati tetwabula local defense ekubira wonu site nachi. So when Uganda is security people except UPDF, they run away. Even the innocent ones. Kakati nkugamba, electoral commission must be dissolved. Dissolve the electoral commission. Yes. And replace it because we have known. Yes, Byabakama has failed. Because I tell you, if we have an incompetent UNEB, do we allow it because it has a contract?
No.
Do we wait?
No.
Can a sensible person remain in the hospital when he's not improving because he deposited the money there?
No.
No, you run away very fast.
I see.
The electoral commission must be dissolved immediately by the president.
I see.
And their salaries be paid in lieu. You need competent people, clean people. The vetting process was undermined by a ruling by a judge that vetting must be restricted to academic papers. So those who are tainted find their way. Those who pressurize Museveni over jobs.
Is it Museveni's strategy to put people who rig polls for him? But
Museveni's names are proposed and they are vetted by parliament. The Baganda are very fair people. The Muganda will tell you, an umbilical code does not suffer from gonorrhea. It does not enter the part where gonorrhea is acquired. It remains an eyewitness.
Yes.
An umbilical code. So even if Museveni does Museveni direct parliament, why do they at times reject some of his nominees?
We hear he influences decisions by buying off.
Why am I saying that the electoral commission must be dissolved immediately? Muwanga was forced to grab power from the Chikira Commission. Why? They had lost control of elections. They were torn apart. Second, who was Secretary General, ran away, fled into exile. When he came back, Sekono held the important positions of this government. Permanent Secretary, Minister of Local Government. He later went and became Secretary of the National Security Fund. Has Sekono uttered the word on the elections?
No.
Why is he hiding? Because these people know that when Sekono comes up, he will say, Obate rigged the elections, but he did not steal victory. This is what people don't know. Stealing a victory or refusing to concede defeat are different from rigging. Rigging means a process. The one I've enumerated. Carving off Western Nile. Creating constituencies in where you have the support. Detaining your would-be opponents or at roadblocks. Demanding a graduated taxi tickets that were not needed. These are tactics of politics. Look at the Americans.
By those in power.
Yes, they always dig out people's what we call the October miracle. October miracle means something can happen in October that affects a leading candidate in American politics.
Yes.
They use the same. Yes, they have the same, but because they don't donate, they don't look for money somewhere, they are not dictated upon. But they have their weaknesses.
Yes.
But because they are rich people, a Muganda will tell you that when you go to a rich man, you accept his conditions. If he's eating food with his nose running his nose, you look the other way.
Yes.
So that because Africans are weak, they cannot raise their voices. That you
in America.
You America. You also have these problems.
This and this.
Yes, omutu wa sente na ye. Namwe ebyamwe mbikola ki?
Muyina ebizibu.
Namwe muyina ebizibu. Namwe ebyamwe mbiyina. What if you were borrowing money from Africa?
We fear cutting off aid.
Yes, you fear cutting off aid because you have stolen your money. You have misused your money. The Chinese are stealing your money left, right, and center, and they are adding nothing. Therefore, why do I support that government should dissolve the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission have pointed out they fear sanctions. They have wealth, they have properties outside. They thought, like other civils, that this was a soft landing. After stealing money from Uganda Revenue Authority and elsewhere, then you go to Parliament to ensure that nobody can talk about you. Look what the drunkard is. When you said drunkard overstaying in the toilet, has urinated on his trouser.
I see.
He does not want to come. He stays there until the trouser dries.
I see.
They see soft landing. Whoever he talks is put in the prison, is given money. Look what the Kayunga incident. Nabanja told me, Nabanja, unlike other arrogant pharaohs who want to fight me and say, oh, you want to somebody to cut them, Biene Mumalaw, Biene Bani, Tali Dam, Tali Damukunjo, Katali Kid Damu, Tali Kid Damu, Bubega look back with a Dalumunene, Umunene, Mukbe, Umagiri Dalanti, Gutomubalamusi, Taina Wanquatira. Taina comes Mubalana moving. One sination, the Bulabanga Wafu, sinking the poverty, will you call Bujoka, the interest of one into Kakati. Nabanja called me. You see, for me, I'm an arrogant man. If you wanted to talk to me, you must be humble. Have the following, have the knowledge, have a future to protect, have credibility. Ndabya abagagga ngono buyerega abatachayina kajiko mu nyumba. Ndabya abagagga abasingona atweregerako ayina privilege diweres. Ngati bachayina kajiko mu nyumba yinzo musanga ngo bogenze tabina nakajiko mu nyumba abantu babya babubetense emitwe. Ne family zabwe nga ziwedde.
Abali ku mirembe jamini afunda pani kati.
Emirembe ngalo. Ejjoko lijjo kumugwa mutuli mulaba kunga ekyennyanja kivudde mu nnyanja. Ng'ejjoko lyonna limuwedde mu banga ali mu exile addusi. Obujozi bwonna bwajoza abantu bwagoba ono. N'agoba Nakyobe, n'agoba Kadaga, abo bamuwa ssente. N'agoba ssente n'aziwamba. N'oyo omuwala n'amutiisatiisa niyo. Ate twagobya oli omukazi ate kati gwozimuwa kati saagala. Ssente zammwe sizaagala bwe ziba condition. Put it somewhere. Tweproper use. I'm now used to my poverty. Sijja kuzikwatako bweziba ziyamba mulenzi oyo ne banne. I will not touch this money. Nabawa offage. I will not go to work and testify against them. But the question of surrendering my tapes, that I should say they were fake. You kill me. Sinza kubikukoleraku. Kakati nkugamba. Nabanja told me. Who caused the violence in Kayunga? It was Bobby Wine.
I see.
The other day on Saturday they carried out an editorial. We thank the police because of accident. No, the organic case. Babugula, monitor Babugula. I hear some of these people who are on the run invested heavily in the monitor. You are killing the paper. The paper has gone with these people.
I see.
Anybody who is editor needs hanging.
I see.
The founders of Monitor need to hang this idiot who is now in charge of Monitor.
I see.
How can you just too low? When I was the police, in fact, let me tell you, when I was going to coach yesterday, I told my security people and my driver, is the military man who was here from military police, the one who came and went. I told them with my driver, drive carefully. I had a dream that we almost survived an accident at Katonga before we set off. We found an accident there. The same spot I told these people as we are moving, we found an accident involving the motoka za taxi bazitani black one. Drone. Nimanya nti obugwagwa bwa monitor, the monitor opportunists who are given money to hide the organic case. No, nakapapula kamwe kagudde. Monitor egudde abagitandika bakolima bakintu musoke mwava mu topic no yoko sojjoko no kana kawumba tutu akajirimu akajiraninga akajisudde ne radio yabwe yagaana okukola oyo omusajja byaluhanga dokita byalo era yagenda ku karadio kaabwe n'agenda karadio kaabwe adefendi namukuba n'adduka oyo pathology senkuba obutambi ne video gwe kakati monitor yonfu is dead.
I see.
I'm lucky we fought with these monitor people when they are sponsoring the media acting now. But very arrogant were fools. All of the arrogant fellows originated. Monitor is now a gutter newspaper.
I see.
It's gutter. Everything rubbish. You find it in the Monitor. Karadio kabwe kafa. I've been thinking that Kaliisa is a gentleman. He's an intelligent man. Kaliisa is not. He must be between stupidity and something else.
I see.
Has he been sending Mwanga to talk to me? Kaliisa believes that I can go back and salvage his collapsing TV. Kaliisa sat with those boys. I told Kaliisa it was a Monday. These boys, kano kebagulirinze kana kayine ntwe kano akalwala gondi akalwala nodingi disease kana kalwala kebagulirinze sawa ne kasaba kaddeyo nga 3 nge ekoti yonneje ejudde entuyo ne butuula ne Kaliisa nako kano kayine obutu we kakati bulaninge muzee amwade billion 10. We have a case against this man. Kaliisa nanyonyo mutwe nasinika enzinyo Kaliisa asinika analingena mukube Ennyondo ne mugamba balimba kati is calling me jangu nkutte if Mwanga does not stop pestering me jamukube Ennyondo mutwe I will never go back to NBS. I see. NBS according to my will never even put on. My children are not supposed to put my death announcements on NBS. I see. Atuma Mwanga jamukuba Mwanga mutti even on the weekend. Let your TV station die peacefully.
I see.
This is what he wanted. In fact, I can send him a CD where these people sat. The chairman told the other, Kaliisa has fallen into a trap. This man, because of his arrogance, will never go back. Kenkwatako Kaliisa gwene kwatako. Now oli party yabo. Mwanzi bako bilioni zange 10. Nenkwata Kaliisa. Bwasinika amanyi bwati. Mbu baloya bamuwabidde. Batwala bilioni zange 10 bazigabana. Can I sit with you? You are looking for hammer. Ngabo ndombwe nyine nabone embu kwatako hammer. Nbu ateze newu. Kaliisa humiliated Mwanga. Na aleta gundi Bashir. Bashir yakoze yiye. How can Kaliisa be talking to me? Let him talk to me. Let Kaliisa talk to me mulageko. Where is the virus? Until he is an expert M.i.S.O. Kaliisa will never see me again.
I see.
You sat with these fellows and shared 10 billion. We have a case against nakano kalutwe. Kale akumanya kasajja Kasiru. Kale tomuchaina akuba ebyuma byange nembi kuba. Nekaleta millions $15 njagala 5. Ezo sinza zikwatako. Tumwebaza never touch your man. Njagala million emitwale ja $5 ngaji wawo muchaina. You damaged my equipment. Nkolagereko njagala okulako obusajja buno. Tell you hope in future to work with you together. Tell you no hope.
I see.
Kakati nkugamba. That's one. The president notified the electoral commission 3 weeks earlier. Each of the two were given a date, which Bobby Wine, for his known reasons, did not meet. He did not go to Kayunga. According to Nabanja, the day Nabanja was supposed to go to Kayunga was allocated to Bobby Wine. He didn't go, and Bobby Wine didn't go. Kakati, whom do you blame?
But Mzee, did Nabanja talk about how he was giving people money to vote?
That's different. Those are election irregularities. These are fundamental issues. We must screen the patient. We are screening the patient. We are carrying out, we call it what in the medics. Not a postmortem. That is done for dead people.
When someone is dead.
But the one, diagonizing. We are diagonizing the disease. The others we are talking about can have been originated from this. That's one. Two, they are violence. Whenever there is a by-election or they know that the president is going to address an area, they converge on big cities and small towns to shout at him. They remove, tear all of the photographs of the president or the NRM card to tell him that you have no people here. The police does not arrest them. Nobody arrests them. And in fact, the NRM people who come out to defend themselves are arrested by the police. The police sides with the opposition. Why? Because of the sinking boat theory, that an impression has been created that this government is falling. That's why the Electoral Commission does not talk about defend itself. Get people me for 8 years have not been getting money. This is laughable. You can't tell an advisor that this money you are talking about. Let anybody tell you how much they give me. Nothing, totally nothing.
I see.
Yeah, totally nothing. Totally nothing.
I see.
Nja kulira pressure nzije. Nja kulira abana bajja kutula abakazi bafumbirwe naye sirida. Okujja kungo omulenzi ono amaze okuddamu empisa nga bamutaddeko kabangali nga bamaze omunyweza nga bwe bamunywezeza kati and attempt to save this group I not do it even if it means losing my life.
As we wind up, there is this issue of
kakati okitegedde nti bakozesa violence. Kati what are my suggestions? My humble suggestion, we learn from the past. Because I tell you, the NRM does not have the media. Kusa sente zijja ngoyaziyolawo ngadda mu serena nga fatufuula embwazi ng'ateekawo obuguloopu bwe nga sente za nakanakana ak'entwe nga sente bazirya ne Kaliisa. Even the smallest radio station mu byalo ebanja Museveni. This is why Museveni has a bad image.
Yes.
Sente zizo nonyini nsa zibba n'azitwala akozeseze ng'embwa akakiiko ke. Kakiiko ko mukolere ng'embwa. Nduka cheko Museveni bakijja no Kaliisa alowooza mujja kuddayo mukolere. Bwakijja mu New Vision bwakiteeka no gwesisoma bwakite temulinda bakobaana mmwe. Mpozi nga munonyamba tti. Munonyamba tti. Mumbitangako ntutule mu meeting emu. Kakati nkuga nti Museveni talina media. He does not have a Minister of Information. His best Minister of Information will be Kulaije. But Kulaije, this group fought to him over gold.
Yes.
Nanyini nsi yalina monopoly. Eggwanga yalifuula lirye. Faamu ye buli wali sente yaziryawo. Bakuba Kulaije. Kulaije is Museveni's would be Museveni's best Minister of Information. Amwe sente akiryalinga abantu. Museveni to regain. Kirunda akola bulungi. Nono gundi omuwala.
Nabakoba.
Ono omuwala gundi. Nabusaayi. Kirunda rights is a Musoga. But I sometimes get a Gondi impressed. How has he penetrated newspapers? Atochi mayinti mubukedde talimu.
Lwaki?
Kalina olugongo kali anti Museveni. Paka nga akagobyemu. Akasajja ako kakulu bya kali anti Museveni. Kyekikakubya bujingo. Kalowooza mbu bujingo. Nalabya omulamuzi. Marrying another man's wife is a husband. The judge is doing what we call in politics political masturbation. Nito mugani musajja gwe omulamuzi gana bujingo okwebaka ne mukazi we. Kamukolere ddala n'olwobutazaala abalongo. Babukwata obulamuzi ne babukwata. A judge who is handling bujingo's case is doing what we call political masturbation. A criminality, not a compensation for bamusibe. Tokyalina kyakola kyawedde. Emisango eminene gibalemu okukola. Omusango gwa Bobi Wine go yawaaba. Omukazi Kisaakye yakuba. Chief Justice nadduka teguddangamu. Kati ebwo mu byafaayo gulisigalawa. What record does this Chief Justice have?
Muli kubeewasa.
Bali kubeewasa. Balekawo bye basaanidde okukola. Ne bakola bye batasa. Ne wiikiye muli waggulu. Yo bujinga akoona kyuma. Bujinga akoona kyuma onakanga badde ne wiikize. Akoona kyuma. Abuliddwa ebyokukola. Emisango gihanginze mu kooti. Ali mu gasiya mu folofoto. Omulamuzi ali mu folofoto. Ali mu political masturbation omulamuzi. Akabukedde bwe kakuba. New Vision bwakuba bujingo yabayiseeko. Kati Teddy oyo mukazi we koli byamuwase koli byajja muwasa Kolubya jamuwasa. Kolubya jamuwasa. Mugatte kugwenda. Kolubya teresa olugongo lwo. Omuwase. Naye ye bugongo yakubya akaji. Kayanja akaba Senyonga. Yakubye Senyonga ne kayanja n'ababa.
Abalamuzi banso balemererwa emisango.
Emisango gipayirize mu kooti. Ngodamu ebyo political masturbation. Omulamuzi agendeko obuyingo gyasula. Abuli mashini bwekaaba. Tegere nti ali mu folofoto talina byakola. Ali mu folofoto. Abaganda tukita folofoto. Folofoto. Omulamuzi ali mu folofoto we. Folofoto. Kakati kugamba nti you see dissolve the electoral commission. Two, you do like Obote. When Obote faced Mengo's hooliganism over Masaza Gabala, it was a part of the agreement, independent agreement, to organize a referendum in the contested Masaza after 2 years. Buganda contested. They powered ex-servicemen, 70,000 over them. Declared Bunyolo the area. The Kabaka moved and declared the Paris at Indaiga. And Muteso Nuiziwe to Ndaiga was confronted by a group of Angule Banyolo. Short! Mutesa is the first and last president of Uganda to pick a machine gun and kill people in daily right at a marketplace at Karugugusa. Obote looked at him. Mutesa ya inali kodi. Yajjayo. Machine gun nakuba Banyolo mwenda. Mukatale Karugugusa. Naye ekyaddirira naye bamuwalampa ekisenge singa yayita ebunyola ne bali muzinzeeko bali muyodde buyozi ng'akamunye bweyoola enkoko. After losing the Masaza, the Baganda hooligans started harassing Banyolo, identifying Banyolo and beating them. Obote directed the special forces. And Muganda, who had said Munyolo, shoot him dead. I see. Obote solved the hooliganism. The Kabaka Ika hooliganism. This is what Museveni must apply. Yes.
Museveni is very
soft-handed.
So long as you don't oppose his leadership.
You adapt the method and change the implementation. Seal off the any constituency where you are going to have a by-election. 2 days immediately after the rallies, all of the foreigners, all of the people who don't vote should leave that particular constituency. Nobody, seal off. Because what do we lose? You can reach any country of Uganda by going through different directions. It's a question of delaying. 2, even the functions, the activities that brings the people in such constituencies where you are holding a by-election should stop. Whether when you carry it out, then it must be attended by the locals. Security should carry out night patrols. Hotel. Where were you? Don't beat them. Get costers. Most of these people who cause trouble are not from those areas. I can give you an example. When Museveni was being sworn in after 2011, the meeting was attracted the presidents. That's why you talk about presidents who don't attend. The Nigerian president, his vehicle, windscreen, was smashed by a stone. The people who came, because Museveni's leniency is always misunderstood. All of the air companies had refused to bring this money back. They had refused to bring this money back, basically back. What happened? What happened? So, the Museveni was informed in the morning that Besigye cannot come back. And why did Besigye fix that day? That when Besigye should arrive at the airport, when people are coming, when we have a swearing in. He knew his people were going to convince Museveni to allow him to come. Museveni said, we went to the bush to fight to protect the freedom, people's freedom. A Ugandan cannot remain outside because we have a function here. Besigye should come and leave the airport and go home. Besigye refused to go home. They had hired the thugs. Some of the thugs wanted to come and attack me here. I told my driver to drive the vehicle to Entebbe. I hid behind one of these gates with my machine gun. I was going to kill them. Nolinjo kola benga kumimbatire wa. Mbyase emitwe. Nti bagane y'abantu. Police very tough. Electoral Commission by resolving to get people who don't fear sanctions, who are ready to defend the Electoral Commission.
Yola mzee Chikundo we yaliwo nga bamugamba abo ululu.
Anti-sanctions ezaliwo. Nedda omulamuzi nga Chief Justice eyamesinga po omusango gwa Bobi Wine n'alemu okugumaliriza tetulina final conclusion. Sanctions emulumeko. Those judges who are influenced kuba bateekayo ba judges baabwe puppet judges who are controlled on the remote ne bakola controversial judgments. Abozirume Auditor General akweka ebintu by'ababbi be babbye n'akweka sente president n'alagira mugole egonde yero TVs ezo neziyolebwa. Auditor General n'atayogerako bamuteekeko sanctions. I support the Americans. Bwadde ne ligambwako nanyiryo bwalemu abekyalo bali kuba. Let the Americans continue exert pressure ku babbi kubasuma. Yes. Abo batuyambe omulamuzi gwe bagula n'aleeta controversial judgment sanctions. Baka katite court how can you say nti this era omwami oli oyo ajoga nnyo yagamba yes some people are conducting themselves as if they are very important. When I talk to Treasury he said this and the case has been kati oyo naye mulamuzi kati oyo Chief Justice ali ku remote bwati neje bamujja izofa wiri muti oyo Chief Justice bamuteekako omulamuzi yenna amessing up case nga tutegete waliwo negundi okiwanuka alagira abalamuzi oyo atone jeno n'agamba omusango gw'emase bamuteekako apply sanctions. Singa abalamuzi bateeka ku kiwanuka sanctions nsala enkoko kiwanuka oyo ejjogo lyayina kiwanuka oyo nerimugwamu ate jjajjawe yaliwo express nono express jjajjawe yaliwo amaanyi emengo bamusalanga mbuzi kugenda ng'ajooga bantu. Yes.
Jagala tumalize ekitundu kyaffe
awomba wagira ne baga nti kiryowa naye tajja kutambula. Nzina amazina nga zirina ku Constitution Square paka wano nzina bwenjawula bwenzina kiryowa bamutaddeko sanctions. Ejjogo ly'omulenzi oyo naye nerimugwamu kuba ina kyemba zakolera mu zayita ez'amaanyi bamuteekako sanctions. Mba musesiko yanga nesibye eddiba nga kiwanuka Abamerika bamutaddeko sanctions. Bwenzina bwenjawula nemanya abo bakola asibateeka ku kiwanuka baba bakola ato ne jena ayingirira kooti nompako sanctions. Awo tuzina amaze awo American eyinza n'okuddamu etufuke bantu basanyuka yasinga America inside their houses.
Wetu tumalize ekitundu kyaffe kino ne Tamale mirundi tubasiibudde miraba.